Welcome back, focused learners, to another deep dive explainer. Today, we are talking about a massive paradigm shift in how we actually interact with AI. Look, for a long time, we've all treated AI like a basic chatbot, right? Kind of like a digital encyclopedia we just toss questions at. But based on our source material today, we're going to upgrade that relationship. We're going to look at how you can actually hire AI as your own dedicated, automated employee using a feature called Claude Skills. So if you love efficiency, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's get into it.
Here's the roadmap for today. We'll start with the big AI mistake, move into what are Claude skills, walk through step-by-step skill creation, look at the one-click audit, and finally wrap up with automating your workflow.
All right, part one, the big AI mistake. Are you underutilizing Claude?
We've got to start with a bit of a wake-up call here because there's a really high chance you might be drastically underutilizing the tools sitting right in front of you. Our source revealed a pretty staggering statistic. 90% of people using Claude are only using it for simple chatting. They type a question, they get an answer, and they stop right there. And honestly, if that's all you're doing, you are completely missing the raw power of the platform. You're just not tapping into the automation capabilities that the top 10% of power users are leveraging to save literally hundreds of hours. Because think about it, the old way of using AI is just exhausting. It means writing manual, highly detailed prompts every single day, over and over again for the exact same tasks. Essentially, you're working for the AI, constantly feeding it instructions. But the new way? The new way is building reusable, automated skills. You create the system once, and suddenly the AI is working for you. It literally becomes your employee.
So, Section 2. What are Claude skills? Automating repetitive tasks.
To cross over into that top 10% of power users, we need to really understand what a Claude skill actually is. At its core, it's just a customized, reusable AI template. Think of it like a pre-programmed robot that's designed to automatically execute a specific, repetitive task. Once you set it up, you never have to type out those massive paragraphs of instructions ever again. You just trigger the skill, and boom, it does the heavy lifting instantly.
Now, when you first open up Claude, you're going to see some built-in options right out of the gate. Things like Canva integrations, the MCP builder, or brand guidelines. And you can even upload existing skills shared by developers on platforms like GitHub. But, and our source really emphasizes this, the true competitive advantage, the real game changer here, is when you learn to build your own custom skills, tailored exactly to your unique workflow.
Moving on to Section 3, Step-by-Step Skill Creation, the Blueprint for Automation.
Okay, creating a skill manually from scratch can be super tedious, so our source recommends this brilliant meta-prompting workflow. Basically, we're going to use one AI to program another AI. It's pretty cool. First, you use ChatGPT to write out the complex instructions for Claude. Second, you just verify that the description portion is strictly under 1024 characters, since that's a technical limit in Claude's system. And finally, you just copy and paste those AI-generated rules directly into Claude's Create New Skill Builder. Easy as that. Here's the exact prompt strategy you can use. You just tell ChatGPT, generate an Instagram profile audit skill with detailed instructions and a description strictly under 1024 characters. And here is a massive pro tip from the source. Use voice prompting. Just talk to the AI on your phone and dictate what you want the skill to do. It is insanely fast and saves you the whole headache of typing out all that complex logic.
When you go to paste this into Claude, you're going to see two main fields that need filling out. First is the description, which, like we mentioned, is capped at 1024 characters. This just tells the system the skill's basic purpose. But the second field is the instructions. And you guys, this is where the magic happens. This field holds the in-depth, limitless rules for executing the audit perfectly, every single time. Which brings us to Section 4, the one-click audit, the magic moment. Once you hit save on those instructions, you have officially built your digital employee. This is the moment where all that initial setup just transforms into pure, unadulterated efficiency. Think back to the old way, where you'd be writing massive prompts every time you wanted an audit. Now, you just need a single Instagram URL. That is literally it. You paste the link, hit enter, and zero prompting is required. And instantly, the AI does all the heavy lifting for you. It generates this comprehensive web page-style report in seconds. I'm talking an overall profile score, the top 3 critical issues holding the account back, 3 quick wins you can implement for immediate growth, plus a full breakdown of branding and content quality. All of that from just pasting one single URL. The sheer depth of this automated analysis is honestly mind-blowing. It doesn't just give you generic advice like make better videos. No, it specifically identifies issues like problems with your hook framework in your reel strategy. It automatically benchmarks the profile against real industry competitors like PW, Opna, and Internshala. It evaluates growth potential, and it even structures a multi-tiered action plan. The effort to reward ratio here is just totally asymmetrical in your favor.
To really prove how smart this automated analysis is, our source showed a specific insight that the AI pulled during a live test. The AI actually noted 350 million plus Indian Instagram users, tier 2/3 population increasing, high potential for Hindi vernacular content. I mean, wow. It contextualized the profile's specific niche within massive demographic data to suggest pivoting to regional language content. You didn't even ask it to research demographics. This skill just inherently knew to look for strategic growth levers.
Ultimately, the AI goes way beyond just raw data analysis. It builds a highly practical, ready-to-execute strategy. It maps out a clear improvement roadmap, hands you high-impact content ideas, and formats the whole thing so beautifully that you could literally download it and share it straight with your clients or your internal team. You end up looking like a genius who spent 5 hours analyzing an account, when in reality, it took you about 5 seconds.
All right, Section 5. Automate your entire workflow, expanding the horizon.
So, we've used an Instagram audit as our main example today, but I really want you to zoom out for a second, think bigger, because this exact framework applies to almost any repetitive task in the digital world. You could build skills to audit YouTube channels or LinkedIn profiles. You could create a skill that takes a website URL and just spits out a full technical SEO audit. Or automate Google My Business optimizations for local businesses. The applications are literally only limited by the repetitive tasks in your own day-to-day.
In fact, our source points out that highly demanded professions, like performance marketing, are absolutely prime targets for this kind of automation. Performance marketers are dealing with constant repetitive reporting across all sorts of platforms. Well, you can build Claude Skills to instantly analyze data from Meta ads, generate optimization strategies for Google Ads, pull insights from LinkedIn and Amazon, or even customize campaigns for regional platforms like Meesho. It's a total game changer.
Which brings us to the most important part of this explainer, your actual application. You've seen the 90% who are misusing AI. You've seen the blueprint for building custom, automated skills, and you've seen the incredible depth of a one-click output. So, my challenge to you today is simple. Which repetitive task are you going to automate first? Don't wait on this. Open up Claude today, try using ChatGPT to build your first set of instructions, and hire your very first AI employee. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Focused learners. Keep learning, keep optimizing, and I will see you in the next one.